Hello, welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Justin Jarrett, your guest host today, sitting in for Sandy Benson. And we've got our first guest already on site here. It's John Ontal, the owner of Niche Market Media. And he's here to talk to us about mobile-friendly websites. I know if you're like me, you've been out somewhere with your smartphone in your hand, you need some information, and you pull up the website only to find that it's not a mobile-friendly site, and it's kind of a nightmare to navigate. And John knows all about that frustration, and he's trying to eradicate that by helping clients get their sites ready for mobile-friendly. John, for folks who aren't quite as web-savvy as you, tell us a little bit about the difference between a mobile-friendly site and your typical desktop website.
Sure, absolutely, Justin, and glad to have you here, and thanks for having me. Basically, when you've got a mobile website, the user has a lot bigger platform, so to speak. If you're looking at this at home, if you're pulling up a website at your desktop, you've got a much larger area to navigate. The buttons are more noticeable, easily to get around. Now, what happens is when somebody looks on their cell phone, all that gets jumbled down, and sometimes it doesn't even fit. A lot of people's websites are not even seen on the website or on their mobile because they just don't have it set up right. So basically, the great thing about the mobile website is bigger buttons, grouped easier together, and you can get around quickly.
Absolutely, and I know if it's a site that I'm familiar with, I have a little bit more ease of use. I know where I'm going, but
Sure.
If it's one you don't know where to find stuff, very difficult to get around on that non-mobile site. What are some of the top reasons why a business absolutely has to have a mobile-friendly site in this day and age?
Well, from what you just told me, you're dead spot on, and when businesses go to, when you look for a website and you go there and you can't get around, what you do is you get off of it, and then so the business loses a potential client, a potential new customer. So that's one of the biggest. First and foremost, Google looks at them differently. They're set up separately in the websites and in Google, and when that happens, you've got to be there. And right now, it's wide open, so your business really needs to get there. A lot of times businesses, they just don't work right. You try to hit a button and you go nowhere unless it's set up right. 20% of Americans use their phone online every day. It's becoming much more acceptable to use your phone for transactions, buying things, looking online, and really it's just where it's going. And there are some estimates that mobile websites will take over PC searches in the next 2 to 5 years.
Wow.
Pretty crazy stuff. And over $1.6 billion was spent on purchases alone in the last year on mobile websites. So people are really trusting using their cell phones now. It's a great stat. 93% of adults have a website, and they looked at stuff online.
Wow.
It's pretty amazing. And we know all the kids are on there as well.
Absolutely. I've seen a lot of sites where they have the mobile version and the full version, and you can toggle between. Is that a feature that you recommend?
Yeah, I really do, and that's a great point. And as you said before, when you're used to going to a website, you may like that better than the mobile because it's a little more specific. It's a little more stripped down. And so what I do when I build a website for somebody, at the bottom of it, they can click a button to have the mobile, or they can click to have the desktop. So as you stated before, if it's a website you're familiar with and you want everything, you want to see it, maybe it's a newspaper site or a TV site or an athletic department site, you want to have everything. But if you're going to a new restaurant, if you're going to somewhere that you haven't been before and you want to know specifically, that's when a mobile would really play in.
Absolutely. If a business owner sees this today, they want to get in touch with you, they want to overhaul their website or maybe get some other advice, what all services do you offer, and where can they find some information about that?
Yeah, I appreciate you asking. Basically, we're not a one-size-fits-all company. If there's a need for a client, we assess that need, and we put together solutions to help them perform better online. And it starts with, obviously it starts with the desktop website, mobile website. We do Facebook, but a lot of times with Facebook, they just have a site, but it's not performing for them. So we find ways for them to capture leads, capture email addresses, and eventually convert those leads to clients. SEO is another big one too. I've got several clients of mine that want to be on the top of Google, and when they do, it's unbelievable. And so those are my big areas of search engine optimization, websites, mobile websites, Facebook, and the fifth one is email marketing. Even though text is, people look at more text. I think it's like 90% of texts are open compared to about 40 or 50% emails. However, email marketing is huge, and that's another basically untapped resource for businesses to use, is to create those email lists or to leverage the list of others to market to.
Well, thanks so much, John. Obviously a growing field and a very important one for business owners to keep in mind as they try to grow their business and usher themselves into the 21st century, so to speak. So we always appreciate hearing from you, and it's always good to stay on top of the newest stuff on the internet. John Ontal, Niche Market Media, that's nichemarketmedia.net if you'd like to get some information about that. And we thank you for joining us. We'll be right back.